Post-harvest, marketing, and support subsystem of sugarcane. Processing subsystem of sugarcane. Cleaning. Washed with water to remove the relatively large quantities of soil that accompany cane after harvesting. Drying. Thoroughly dry the sugarcane before storing. Tying or bundling. When the sugar cane becomes more than 2.5 meters above the ground surface, then it should be tied. The first tying of cane should be done at a height of 100 centimeter. Second, tying should be done 20 to 25 days after the first tying. Make the second tie about 50 centimeter above the first knot. Separating. The first step in a can separator is the passing of the stalks at high speed over a splitter blade, dividing it down the middle in two halves. The second step involves the rinding of the stalk or the separation of the outer rind laying from the inner sugar-containing pith.
Marketing of sugarcane or sugar is highly controlled and subject to government restrictions. No producer or importer or exporter of sugarcane sell or dispose of deliver any kind of sugar except under and in accordance with the direction issued by the government. The profitability of sugar mills is affected by the ratio of free sale quota to levy quota. Though this ratio has been considerably reduced to 10/90, the scale of free sugar is subject to monthly release system. There is a visible differences in the plant size and operational efficiency of the mills in the private and cooperative sector. Harvesting of sugarcane. Cane sugar does not need to be replanted as only the top of the plant is removed during harvest. There are two ways that sugarcane can be harvested, manually or mechanized. The manual harvest process often begins with the sugarcane fields being burnt. This removes all the leaves so that the cane can then be manually chopped to the ground by a team of farmers. However, this process takes days and the burning of the cane leaves results in wildlife and a reduction in the quality of surplus in the cane. There has also been recent controversy. Processing of sugarcane. The process of separating sugar from the sugarcane plant is accomplished through two steps: sugar mill crushing and sugar refinery extraction. Sugarcane is initially processed into raw sugar at mills near the cane fields. Because cane is bulky and relatively expensive to transport, it must be processed as soon as possible to minimize sugar deterioration. The raw sugar is then shipped to refineries to produce refined sugar. The final products of refining include powdered, granulated, and brown sugar, which is sugar that contains some molasses. Transport of sugarcane. Organizing an efficient cane transport system is of paramount importance so that the cane is delivered at required quantity within 24 hours. Optimum economic distance for cane transport ranges from 10 to 26 km.
How to process sugarcane. At a sugar mill or facility, sugarcane undergoes the first of two possible stages of processing. The end result is raw sugar, which is pure sugar with some molasses content remaining. Molasses is a byproduct of sugar, and it's what gives raw material its brown appearance. Sugarcane processing at a mill requires a few stages to get sugar from sugarcane, and you will go through in them more details below. Extraction. Once the cane has been graded, it is washed to remove any impurities ahead of being processed. The cleaning of the cane can be done wet or dry. Dry cleaning is the preferred method as it is more environmentally friendly and does not affect the TRS content. Clarification. The sugarcane juice is then sent for clarification. The juice is treated for precipitate elimination via coagulation and sedimentation. The process removes sand, clay, and other substances from the juice. Nearly 90% of the weight of sugarcane is juice. Boiling. The juice goes through a boiling process where moisture is boiled off. During the boiling and evaporation process, around 75% of the water is removed, resulting in a thicker syrup concentrated. The syrup is then cooked so that the crystallization and recuperation of the sucrose can take place. Crystallization. The syrup is placed in large vessels where it is rotated slowly, allowing it to cool eventually. Seeding is then carried out where small seed crystals are added to the syrup to catalyze the crystallization process. Centrifuging. To complete the process, centrifuging takes place. During this process, the crystal syrup is separated from the sugar and dried by being put into centrifuges. This produces raw sugar by separating the sugar crystals from the surrounding molasses. Raw sugar. There is also a large global raw sugar market. Any cane sugar destined for this route will be taken from the sugar mill to a terminal or port to be delivered directly to an industrial client for use in its products. Refined cane sugar. When the sugar has been produced from the sugar cane, it is then ready to leave the mill. Some of the sugar will be sold to a sugar refinery for their purification, which through another set of process turns raw sugar into refined sugar.
Subsystem sugar factory. Detail of those processes that bring environmental burdens to sugar factory. The main subsystem output is white sugar. Raw sugar and molasses are co-products. Main emission contribution to the acidification AC, eutrophication EU, global warming GW, and freshwater aquatic ecotocity FE in cane rosin production for HTL. An environmental profile of the harvested sugar canes reference flow 1 kilogram harvested sugar cane for HTL. The environmental profile of cane rosin production reference flow 1 kilogram sugar cane for the HTL. The acronyms in the ABSICASIS stand for Abiotic Resource Depletion AD, Acidification AC, Eutrophication EU, Global Warming GW, Stratospheric Ozone Depletion OD, Human Toxicity HT, Freshwater Aquatic Ecotocity FE, Terrestrial Ecotocity TE, and Photochemical Oxidant Formation PO. Comparative environmental profile of harvested sugarcane for different technology levels. High HTL, medium MTL, and low LTL reference flow 1 kilogram harvested sugarcane. The acronyms in the CISAS stand for Abiotic Resource Depletion, AD, Acidification AC, Eutrophication EU, Global Warming GW, Stratospheric Ozone Depletion OD, Human Toxicity HT, Freshwater Aquatic Ecotocity FE, and Terrestrial Ecotocity TE, and Photochemical Oxidant Formation is PO.
Products that can be produced from sugarcane: balikutsa, basi, panutsa, and the Iloco Muscovado sugar. The support subsystem on sugarcane. These realities even more made the local sugarcane producers to remain defiant of important liberalization, which was recently proposed by the Department of Finance, citing that domestic sugarcane prices are double the world market price, affecting the competitiveness of the food processing industry. The Department of Agriculture, since we are the agency tasked to protect the stakeholders as well as create a balance of the consumers. We will formally oppose the move to liberalize the industry. The DOF, or the Department of Finance, to restudy their figures and remarks toward liberalizing the local sugarcane industry.
The SRA, the DA, the DAR, and other concerned government agencies shall provide common service facilities, such as farm machineries and implements, grants or start-up funding for the needed production inputs, technology adoption, livelihood and skills training, and other development activities for the Black Farm and its members, and other support activities that may be identified.